CCP, Religion and by Ram Ferdinand.
Okay, so first we're going to talk about religion, and so religious treatment in the beginning. In 1949, Mao declared state atheism. He condemned religion. He did not technically ban religion, but later during the Great Cultural Revolution, he effectively banned religion. Only religions were considered acceptable. This meant that if your religion had some sort of ties to another state, it would be strictly prohibited. Yeah. So the Christians, the CCP organized religions into little organizations, and they had those organizations have government mouthpieces. In that way, they controlled the religion, which is pretty clever. The Protestants were okay with this, and so they were allowed to make a quite large church called the Three Self-Patriotic Movement. They have really long names for their churches. I feel like they should have had a marketing team for that, but whatever. The Catholics, however, are allegiant to the Vatican, so they couldn't do that. And so the CCP established the Chinese Patriotic Catholic Church, or the CPCC, which renounced the Vatican, but most Catholics didn't join, and those who continued to recognize the Pope got discriminated against.
Right, and for the Muslims, mostly represented by the Uyghur minority, they were living in East Turkmenistan until their homelands were peacefully liberated by the CCP in 1950 after a plane with East Turkmenistani kind of representatives crashed and everybody involved in it died. Unfortunately, it was an accident, and there's no suspicion that CCP had anything to do with this. After this, the peaceful liberation by the CCP sponsored a mass migration of Han Chinese into the area, which increased the proportion of Han Chinese from 6% to 49%. There are some fears that this was to weaken the present local Uyghurs, but this is, of course, capitalist propaganda. And many policies were put in place to restrict religious practices, as it was deemed disruptive to the order of Great Communist China, and religion was fortunately banned during the Cultural Revolution to further elongate the trajectory of China into a great communist nation.
Yep, just like a little palate cleanser, you know. Look at these beautiful pictures. All right, next. During the Great Cultural Revolution, all religions were effectively banned, even religions like, for example, the Protestants who had worked with the state. The Three Self-Patriotic Movement was still banned, and anybody who expressed sort of allegiance to any religion at all would be persecuted. They put the little dunce cap on them. Sometimes they tortured them. And they burnt a lot of holy stuff. It's kind of a big thing they did. Yeah. And so here's how you make a great raspberry tart. In the medium bowl, you're going to want to blend together the flour, butter, and sugar. Thanks for watching, guys.
我最爱的人是毛泽东，我也爱中国。再见。I'll just stop the recorder.